A golden eagle soaring through the sky is a picture fit for a postcard. Strong, majestic, and seemingly unlimited by earthly constraints, these birds turn heads with their massive wingspan and agile flying capabilities. Israel's Ezra Haddad knew this more than anyone. A member of the Israel Nature and National Parks Protection Authority, Ezra spent years documenting birds of all sorts, especially golden eagles. He could be found rooting out the eagle's nesting locations and hunting patterns, but recently, one specific eagle caught his eye. Unfortunately, it wasn't her beautiful feathers or her particularly skillful hunting strategies that made the eagle stand out to Ezra. No, this eagle exuded alarming signs of recent captivity. She needed help, but there was a problem. Someone would have to catch her first. In about mid-November 2017, the golden eagle showed up in Urim, Israel. At first, locals, along with another Nature and Parks Authority, tried to capture her. They had no luck, so Ezra stepped in. Right from the start, Ezra noticed two things about this eagle. The most obvious detail, and perhaps the most alarming, was that this eagle did not fly unencumbered. A leather harness with buckles was tightly wrapped around her feet. These ropes and harnesses were the kind specifically used by someone who would be training an eagle, and it looked as they may not have done such a great job. The straps would hold the eagle in place on a glove or something else, but there was another problem. Golden eagles aren't generally excited about humans. In nature, if a person gets within a few hundred feet of an eagle, the bird will typically take to the sky. Within a few dozen feet, she'll soar away even faster. This bird strangely didn't react that way. After spending 2 weeks in the Negev desert, documenting the bird and her habitats, Ezra knew it was time to get closer to her. Eventually, he stood just 13 feet away, and she didn't flinch. Contrary to her nature, this bird knew and trusted humans. The question remained, who did she belong to? Ezra was able to snap some up-close photographs of the beautiful bird, capturing her in all her glory. He posted the pictures to his Facebook page and the pages of various bird fanatic groups. Then he waited for the bird's owner to step forward. Surprisingly, it wasn't long before someone reached out to Ezra. He received a message from 28-year-old Amar Al-Reyes, a farmer from Port Said, Egypt. Amar sent photographs of his bird as proof, and after a quick examination, Ezra knew he'd found the eagle's handler. Amar, luckily, was no eagle abuser. He hadn't been keeping the eagle in a small, cramped cage or tied to a roost. He was simply a self-proclaimed animal lover who had bought the eagle for 2,000 Egyptian pounds, about $112 in 2016. He'd even given her a beautiful name. Amar said that he named the eagle Candy because she was very sweet and very beautiful. He treated the eagle with love, too, spending about 400 Egyptian pounds per month on rabbits, eggs, and vitamins. She also had quite the training regimen. 3 or 4 times each week, Amar set Candy free to practice flying, hunting, and carrying flags over soccer stadiums. Not only that, but he captured her hunting skills on video and posted them on Facebook. Obviously, Amar loved Candy and he deserved to have her back, but there was just one problem. Amar was all the way in Port Said, Egypt. Candy turned up in Urim, Israel. The two cities weren't far apart, only a few hundred miles as the crow, or eagle, flies, but in Israel, the laws were different. Specifically, it was illegal to own an eagle. Would Candy be able to return home? Amar pleaded with the Israel officials. He said, "I will take good care of her and release her to nature after she has been with me for 5 years." But his chances of getting Candy back were slim. In fact, park officials hadn't even captured her yet. Back in Israel, a few weeks after Candy was first spotted, a Urim resident named Olga Chagin noticed that the eagle looked incredibly weak. The leather straps on her legs made it difficult to hunt and fly, and Olga wanted to help her. Olga contacted a veterinarian in the area named Dr. Yerev Agur. When they found Candy, the proud bird didn't have the strength to evade anyone anymore. When Olga threw a coat over her, she didn't even resist. Candy's condition was critical. Olga and Dr. Agur rushed Candy to the animal clinic, where she hungrily devoured over 2 pounds of meat. Medical professionals were also finally able to cut Candy free from the leather straps. Could she be returned to the wild, though, as would be required by Israel law? Or would she be returned to Amar? After the straps were removed, Candy's behavior returned to that of a wild golden eagle. She recoiled from human contact, even becoming aggressive at times, which meant she would probably do just fine in the wilderness. In the end, Candy simply needed rest and food. She had a minor wing wound and she'd lost a few pounds, but other than that, she was fit to return to her natural habitat. Obviously, that wasn't the end of her story, though. Remember her owner, Amar? He may have lost a friend, but in the end, he got his wish. Candy was happy and able to soar the skies once more. With help from caring individuals like Ezra and Olga, Candy would finally live free once again. Candy's story may have ended in a bittersweet way for her owner, but one thing's for sure, thanks to some human compassion, she'll be able to live a long and happy life.